Hello friends, Anthony Floyer with you here on the Tone 25 here on YouTube.com. Tonight we're going to be doing a Monday Night Raw review. Monday Night Raw was live tonight from the Bilo Center in Greenville, South Carolina on the USA Network. Um, Normally we'd be doing the Wrestling Forum, myself, Derek Ferrer, Michael Fletcher, Michael Bullock, but unfortunately because of the horrific and tragic events in the city of Boston this afternoon, Derek Ferrer, out of respect, decided to cancel tonight's show. Can't say I blame him. I would have done the exact same thing myself if it was me. But yeah, you recall back in December when the whole Sandy Hook situation went down. We were scheduled to have a Strictly Sports show the day that happened, and just like he did today, and on that day, Derek canceled the show. I agree with that decision, and I certainly agree with this decision, bar none. So, and before I start, I just want to say my hearts and my thoughts and my prayers are definitely going out to the people of Boston tonight. And it doesn't matter if you're a Boston sports team fan or not. Like Bob Kraft, the Patriots owner, once said after their first Super Bowl win in Super Bowl 36, tonight we are all Patriots, and that's exactly what we are. So with that said, I will let you all know that there will be a Strictly Sports show, an all-new edition of Strictly Sports this Friday night at 8:30 on Derek's channel, Legal Issues 1. Catch that at 8:30. Derek, Michael Bullock, and myself. Maybe Michael Fletcher, depending on his work status, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But yeah, I know we're going to be getting into the Boston tragedy on Friday night, and let me just warn you all now, I will be going on the biggest Tony rant in the history of Strictly Sports and the Wrestling Forum when it comes to that. Normally, I'm a gentleman when it comes to these things, but after what happened, especially being so close to my home, oh boy, howdy, gloves are coming off. No doubt about that. So I'm just going to let you all know that now. So I'm just going to move on to my Monday Night Raw review. First fight of the night, 2-on-1 handicap match. Randy Orton and Sheamus versus The Big Show. Orton and Sheamus win the fight. Solid fight here. I'm not going to say it was anything really, mind-blowing or mind-boggling or special or what have you, but okay action for the most part. I'm going to give it a solid 2 stars for the effort. I mean, the program is definitely at that point of unnecessary a little bit, but especially with this bout, we saw it on SmackDown. I don't know why we had to deal with this again, but it is what it is. But yeah, but it was solid for the most part. Nothing to really write home about. So yeah, 2 stars for the effort. So I'm just gonna move on here. Next up, 3MB came out to call out the Shield, but then they got interrupted by Brock Lesnar. 3MB, of course, or as I like to call him, Job Squad 2.0, or as Derek likes to call him, the 3-man dud. Yeah, Heath Slater, horrific on the mic. We all know that. But then again, he's always been horrific on the mic. The other guys aren't any better, but, that is what it is. But then Lesnar came out and, took them all out. Friggin' awesome. That was enjoyable, to say the very least. And then Paul Heyman says, Brock Lesnar and I challenge you, Triple H, to a steel cage match at Extreme Rules. Yeah, we all know he's going to accept that. Expect that to happen next month in St. Louis, and hopefully that fight will be the best fight of their series. Because the SummerSlam bout was beyond disappointing, and the WrestleMania bout was not totally better, but it was a little bit better. Even though it definitely was, the bored and tired live crowd definitely did not help matters for that fight, but it was still definitely better than the SummerSlam fight, regardless. But hopefully this fight here will be much better. But I'm not going to hold my breath on that, but we'll have to wait and see. So 50-50 segment at best, so I'm just going to move on. Next up, we had a United States Championship matchup. It was Antonio Cesaro defending against Kofi Kingston. The winner and new United States Champion Kofi Kingston. Fight of the night. Wow. 3.25 stars. Very good match. Great back and forth match. A lot of great near falls down the stretch. Great action between both men. And so happy for Kofi Kingston. I've always felt that he was one of the more underrated and underappreciated superstars in WWE. And go figure. A week ago, he was doing the WrestleMania pre and post shows on WWE.com with Scott Stanford, good old JR, and Dusty Rhodes. And now a week later, he's the U.S. champ. Good for him. I'm happy for him. He deserves it. And let's just hope this is the start of bigger and better things for Kofi Kingston in 2013 and beyond. So Very good fight. Fight of the night. 3 1/4 stars. Loved it. Nothing left to say here. I'm just going to move on. Next up, it was, let me check my my notes here. We had a promo segment. Dolph Ziggler cut a promo as the World Heavyweight Champion. He was interrupted by Alberto Del Rio, along with Jack Swagger and Zeb Colter. Very good segment here. Great mic work from all involved. And it set up a match for later in the night between Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler, which I'm going to get into shortly. So, very enjoyable segment here. Definitely one of the segments of the night, if not the non-wrestling segment of the night. So, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. Next up, we had a tag team bout. Tag team champions Team Hell No against the Primetime Players. Team Hell No wins the fight. Typical ho-hum fight here. Dud to 1 star at best. I mean, this was not good. This was your typical dud enhancement fight. I mean, you know how we are about dud enhancement fights. I mean, pointless, unnecessary, all that jazz. I'm not going to go any further with that. But Primetime Players are beyond the point of go away. And, they need a major repackaging because their shtick is getting way too tired and played out. But Team Hell No, they keep on rolling. I'm really loving their body of work as of late. I love how that they're a serious team now instead of that funny ha-ha team that they were, a number of weeks back, which drew the ear of me. But still, typical ho-hum fight here. 1 star at best. So let's just move on here. Next up, we had a backstage promo with Ryback. Awesome. This was friggin' awesome. I mean, great move here to do a pre-tape promo instead of a live crowd thing. I mean, not so good when it comes to the live crowd, but a pre-recorded vignette, absolutely fantastic. I mean, great heel promo here. Love the intensity of it. Awesome work. And I gotta say, this was actually my segment of the night. Absolutely fantastic. So, I think him as a heel could work. I mean, I know he's a face in the eyes of the John Cena haters, but still, very good promo by Ryback. And I gotta honestly say, his best promo ever. Now, if he can only do that in front of a live crowd, then he's gonna be awesome. He's gonna be unstoppable. So, yeah, very good. Moving on here. Next up, we had a non-title matchup. Intercontinental Champion Wade Barrett versus R-Truth. And according to my notes here, R-Truth wins the fight. Yeah, another 1-star fight here. And here we go again, WWE burying their secondary champions. I mean, what else is new? Looks like they're setting up a program between R-Truth and Wade Barrett, which doesn't really make sense because The Miz has a rematch clause since he lost the Intercontinental title to Barrett last week. I was still thinking that it's going to be Miz and Barrett for the IC title at Extreme Rules, maybe in a ladder match. That would be my best guess, but, jury's out to lunch, as we always say, so another 1-star fight here, another dud enhancement fight. You know how we are about that, like I said, so I'm not going to go any further into it. Let's just move on. Next up, we had a tag team match. Team Rhodes Scholars against Santino Marella and the Great Khali. Team Rhodes Scholars wins the fight. Yeah, I got to be honest, worst fight of the night. But then again, co-worst fight of the night. I mean, the Barrett and Truth fight, along with the Team Hell No and Primetime Players fights. I mean, another dud enhancement fight. Rhodes Scholars wins it here. Santino and Khali, can't be comedy at its finest. And you know how we are about that. We're not big fans of the can't be comedy, PG nonsense, gobbledygook. You know how we are about that. So, yeah, 1 star at best. I mean, I could call it a dud, but from what I saw, it looked like there was some solid, okay action, but, nothing to really write home about. Nothing special in my eyes, so I'm not going to go any further into it, so I'm just going to move on here. Next up, we had a promo segment with Fandango. Solid promo here. I mean, it wasn't really wow, but, solid promo here. Of course, we all know how Rover Fandango was last week with that raucous crowd in East Rutherford, New Jersey in the Meadowlands who were chanting and humming his theme song. It caught up in the SmackDown taping in Boston as well, and it became a national sensation, Fandangoing, as they call it. So, solid promo here. I still think it's going to be him and Jericho at Extreme Rules. I think it's going to be a false count anywhere bout between those two. And I think if that happens, we're looking at a solid 3 to 3.5 based on the body of work. So, good, but not overly great promo by Fandango. So, yeah, I'm just going to move on. Next up, it was Dolph Ziggler versus Jack Swagger, non-title bout. Jack Swagger wins it. Second best fight of the night here. Great action here. Solid 3-star fight. I mean, you know, great action here. We thought it was going to be Swagger and Ziggler one-on-one at the pay-per-view, but Booker T, he stepped in, and now it's going to be a triple threat match: Swagger, Del Rio, and it's going to be Jack Swagger, Dolph Ziggler, and Alberto Del Rio at Extreme Rules. We don't know if it's going to be an extreme stipulation. We'll have to wait and see, but I think that has potential to be a very good fight if all goes well. So, yeah, I'm just going to, move on. Next up, we had a promo segment with CM Punk. CM Punk comes out, cuts a promo about what happened at WrestleMania with The Undertaker. Interesting segment here. I mean, I really didn't know what happened here. We all know how money CM Punk is on the mic, but, you know, he just walked off. I don't know if something happened. I don't know what the inside story is, but, you know, it was a rather odd segment to me. As much as I love CM Punk and his body of work, and I love his body of work, as well as Derek Ferreira, or actually as well as all of us do. So, you know, it was good, but it was one of those head scratcher segments, I will say. So, yeah, I'm just going to move on. Next up, we had Divas champion Kaitlyn go one-on-one with Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella wins the fight. Oh, boy. Twin Magic strikes again. Tired and played out. We all know that. Well, I know that. But I'm going to be honest here. I thought this was I'm going to say this was my sleeper fight of the night here. I mean, this was actually one of the better Diva fights I've seen. I mean, this was actually not as bad as people made it out to be. So with that, I'm going to give it 1.5 to 2 stars for the effort. I mean, Kaitlyn's come a long way since winning the Divas title back at the 20th anniversary Raw show. But, you know, say what you want about the Bellas, or as I like to call them, the Deadweight Twins, or the Botch Twins. That's how I've always called it. I know Michael Fletcher's always giving me a hard time for that, but, you know, me being Jesse Ventura of our group, just gotta tell it like it is. So, but yeah, 1.5 to 2 stars, definitely my sleeper fight of the night here. I mean, not as bad as people thought. So, even though some would say, oh, it was a typical ho-hum Diva fight, but, you know, I enjoyed it for the most part. So, I'm just gonna move on. Final segment of the night, it was John Cena calling out Ryback. Very good segment here. And then the Shield comes out. Shield attacks Cena. Ryback does nothing. Yeah, I think this pretty much confirms Ryback's heel turn. And I think it's going to be Ryback versus John Cena for the WWE Championship at Extreme Rules. And you heard it here first. I think it's going to be a straight-up Extreme Rules match, just like we hit John Cena had with Brock Lesnar at last year's Extreme Rules pay-per-view in Chicago. So, alright, overall thoughts on the show. Another good show here. I mean, I don't think it was as good as last week's awesome show in New Jersey, but solid show here. Fight of the night, definitely Kofi Kingston and Antonio Cesaro. Dolph Ziggler, Jack Swagger, second best fight of the night. And then I would say the 2-on-1 handicap match was a solid bout. You know, Randy Orton and Sheamus against the Big Show, and I'm even gonna give some brownie points to the Diva fight, Nikki Bella and Kaitlyn. So, and because of that, I think it's gonna be Nikki Bella, and I forgot to mention, I think it's gonna be Nikki Bella and Kaitlyn for the Divas title at Extreme Rules. You heard it here first. You know, the lowlights, you know, a lot of dud enhancement fights, you know, typical as we all know. But, you know, I'm going to say maybe a solid 7 out of 10 here. I mean, I thought this was a solid show. I mean, like I said, I thought last week's show was better and the best show of the year. But, you know, good show, but not overly great. So 7 out of 10 for me at best. All right, that's going to do it for me. So, you know, please, you know, subscribe, rate, comment, you know the routine, you know the whole shtick. So, yeah, so that's going to do it for me. So until Friday night at 8:30 for an all-new edition of Strictly Sports, Anthony Floyd saying, you know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah. Throw it up Fortune 4 style. Bye for now and have a great rest of the week, everybody.